Hello everyone, welcome to my proposal presentation. I'm Shelley Viduzzo, the designer and illustrator behind this branding project. With that, let's begin. Flotsam is a sustainably and ethically sourced seaweed company based in Geelong, Victoria. They operate out of a retail store as well as having stockists throughout Australia. They're passionate about creating an environmentally sustainable business model and want to be transparent with their customers. They have a range of seaweed products. They have some base products and would like to start adding more soon. They stand by their seaweed products as nutrient-dense, healthy, tasty, and versatile. Here is Flotsam's communication statement. Now I'll be talking about the research I did for this project. The main issue we have worldwide is that the human population is rising. We have a need to find more sustainable, nutrient-dense sources of food. Tim Flannery, in his book From Sunlight and Seaweed, states, "Not only is the human population growing, but so is its demand for protein. As people's economic circumstances improve, they seek to eat more meat and high-status seafood. We need to start focusing on sustainable, nutrient-dense alternatives that work with nature and its cycles." Food miles are also a major issue in Australia. According to Sarah's, the average Australian basket of food has travelled over 70,000 kilometres from producer to consumer. With problems come opportunities. We have a big opportunity for seaweed products to help solve this issue. Seaweed is an excellent source of nutrition. It's a known superfood and is one of the most nutrient-dense sources of trace elements and minerals. Some species contain more calcium and protein than animal products. It grows 30 times faster than land-based plants, offsets approximately 190 million tonnes of CO2 per year, and algae such as seaweed produce approximately 80% of the world's oxygen. There's a large gap in the market for Australian-grown seaweed. Most of the seaweed brands on the market are from Norway or Japan. Australian-grown seaweeds are underrepresented, with most companies only offering a small selection of Australian-grown seaweeds. There's also an opportunity to create an in-store Whole Foods experience in-store for local customers. Here we have our personas, Sky and Meng. Sky is a Geelong local who will mostly be shopping in-store. Meng is from Sydney. He will mostly be using the app and the website to purchase products. Before we could start on the visual identity, we had to get the messaging for Flotsam right. So we decided on the look and feel of the brand being playful, passionate, and nature-loving. The tone of the brand to be conversational, playful, and mission-driven. We decided that we are for foodies, community-minded, and adventurous people. Our messaging statement is for the adventurous foodies who care about giving back to their community. Here are our brand beliefs and values. We also named the brand. We decided on the name Flotsam because it has connotations of collecting the excess from nature rather than taking. It also means floating, which is what seaweeds do in the water. It's a fun name to engage the target audience. It's a fun and accessible and engaging brand, which will be a point of differentiation in the market. Flotsam can also be organic or inorganic material. This works well for the sustainable brand as they're committed to being low waste and will be partnering with local coastal care groups to help clean up and care for the oceans surrounding Geelong. Here we have our brand positioning. These are the qualities that our brand will have. And now for the fun part, the visual development of the brand. I started out with 4 mood boards. The first has organic shapes and bright but earthy colours. The second is a flat illustration style. It incorporates an earthy muted colour palette with natural shapes and elements. The third is contemporary shapes. These sort of have more sharp angular shapes paired with more organic shapes. It has quite a modern look and feel. The fourth is textured patterns. Here we have the use of patterns paired with a muted colour palette. There's a lot of texture in the illustrations to give it a more tactile feel. Next, I began to sketch. The blue lines around the sketches are the concepts that I chose to refine further. I then went into Adobe Illustrator to explore these sketches further. I then developed the concepts and began adding colour to them. I also experimented with brand elements and patterns. And now for the final solutions. Here we have our final logos. We have our primary logo, which will be used under most circumstances. I also developed a secondary logo to use where the first was not appropriate. I used my own hand lettering for the word Flotsam. It reflects the brand's fun feel, and the letters look like they're floating a little bit, which I thought was a nice touch to tie everything in. Here we have our colour palettes. We have a primary palette to use under most circumstances and a secondary to use when more colours are needed. Here are our chosen typefaces. We have New Kansas for our headings and Corston Round for our subheadings and body text. I have included an example of how to use these on the right of the page. Now onto our brand applications. So first up we have the stationery. This includes the business cards, letterheads, envelopes, notepads, email signature, and paper bags. This is what they all look like together. And here we have some of the business cards and letterheads, along with the email signature. And here we have some individual shots of the notepad, letterhead, and what the bag will look like. Next up, we move on to the packaging. These are for the seaweed flakes, seaweed leaves, and seaweed condiments ranges. Here are the seaweed leaves packaging. The packaging for the seaweed flakes. And the packaging for the seaweed condiments. Here's the website that I designed for Flotsam. And here are 5 pages from it. Here we have the app and some more pages from the app. This is the social media. This is what the Instagram page looks like, or will look like. And here's what our Facebook page will look like. Here we have the stakeholder brand overview. It's an 8-page publication with basic brand information for stakeholders. And here's some internal mock-ups of what that looks like. And now onto the environmental signage. Here we have a window decal for Flotsam's flagship store. And here is a pull-up banner. This will be displayed in the flagship store, and as well as stockets. So here we have Sky's journey after the branding project. And here we have Meng's. So some recommendations for after this project. It would be a good idea to start building a community on social media. You should start to prepare a launch campaign for the flagship store opening to engage the community. Begin getting involved and partnering with community organisations within Geelong regarding the environment and ocean cleanups, and begin partnering with influencers to promote the brand and products. Thank you for listening.